I was wrong about Tekken. Now, I was very wrong about Tekken, but not in a sense of wrong as in like I thought that this game would be terrible or I hate this game or this game is just like never. Tekken has always been the superior fighting game. Now, there's one thing I was wrong about though. I've never played really a Tekken game in my life. There was only one time I really came across a Tekken was Tekken Tag 2. And then there was also another time when my friends tried showing me like maybe back in 2011 about like frames and stuff, like frame data. And like I just never even understood that at that time. This year was the first time, you know, first of all, if you're a fighting game fan, I should make another video on this also, but if you're a fighting game fan, it's the best time to be a fighting game fan. Or if you're new to fighting games, we had all three major franchises release a game within a year apart, with less than a year. I think it's like 8 months. You know, Street Fighter was it June? I believe Street Fighter was June. Mortal Kombat September. Tekken is now. Best time ever. And when I say I was wrong about Tekken is that Tekken 8 now I feel is the best time to play a Tekken game, and I'm so glad that I'm getting into it now, learning from like scratch. One being, of course, what we all know. What's helping out beginners right now. They seem like they really emphasize trying to mainstream a little bit better this time around. Now, it is always a superior fighting game. It's the hardest, but the most rewarding, and you feel your damn punishes in this game. But what I will say is bringing on these actual special skills, and then also bringing on the modern, basically the modern controls of what Street Fighter 6 does. I feel that was a great way to keep me latched in. Obviously, I'm going to be using all these types of stuff. I know people flame probably other people for using these. I'm going to keep using them. I did it in Street Fighter 6 also. It is so cool. When I saw the Street Fighter 6, I never was really into that also. But when I saw modern controls, I use both. I don't use them as like just a one and done. Instead, I like to flip-flop between both. And so Tekken is doing the same exact thing where you can flip-flop between modern controls and both. So Tekken has like this thing, and then it has the heat activator, which also reminds me of Street Fighter 6. In fact, one of the motions of one of the characters that I use in Tekken 8, which is Nina, she does the same thing as like what Luke does in his like heat activation. I don't know what it's called on Street Fighter 6. I already forgot, man. It's been a while since I played. I love Street Fighter 6 though. And when you just like you hit them, turn slow-mo, and you can start getting some stuff rolling around with some combos. That is dope. So Tekken 8 really reminds me of kind of just a graduation of what Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat are doing right now. Mortal Kombat being like Tekken 8 has like their own version of a fatal blow right now. I don't know if they've always had one, but it's their own mini version. It's just like the heat alert or the, I don't know what it's called. When it's less than 20, you can just hit like a trigger, and then that kind of helps you out, keep you in the game. So there's a lot of things for casuals such as myself as to why this game is incredible. And I was wrong about it. For one, I always do a superior. One, I knew it was going to be difficult. But the fact that they have some things helping out beginners this time around, I knew that I couldn't miss it. I had this was kind of like a gift to myself to play this game, and learning this game and emphasizing on this game, and just kind of like the correlations of 3D and kind of like jab, jab, move, jab, jab, swivel, get into some shimmy battles, get into like poke battles, frame battles, and it has been by far some of the most stuff. I do notice like throws and grabs take off a lot of damage in this game. So if you play people like King, and in the beginning of my rank matches, I already faced a King, so that was like, whoo-wee, man, it was really frustrating when he's getting into the wrestling phases of you. So that was just pretty cool all in all. But I will say that Tekken is going to be phenomenal for people that are new to fighting games. The music is incredible. The customization is incredible. I get so immersed, and like what I said, it is the most rewarding right now. I always knew it was gonna be the hardest and most difficult game to really acknowledge, but now that we're kind of getting to an intermediate access, we're using intermediate characters right now, you start to notice like, man, it's the most rewarding. Like, it's just really rewarding. Now, obviously, I try to lead away from just like their modern controls or special type aspect, just so I can keep learning some strings and all that stuff. But it does get hard when you face harder people, for sure, that have been in the Tekken franchise forever. This is my first ever Tekken, and I don't know how much the customization was. I know a couple of people told me about customization was probably better in the prior ones, I believe. I don't know. Y'all gotta like help me out on that. Their arcade quest could have been like way cooler if they didn't do like the Wii thing about it. So that's kind of like a weird version of Invasions also. But you just kind of get through that to do some tutorials and do some fun stuff, and you get some like fighting money so you can get more like custom assets and stuff. So I think it's still, at least there's like a massive reward, and you get rewarded way more than the way MK rewards us on Invasions. Invasions takes forever to get rewarded in there. Now, the arcade quest is pretty cool. Cinematics is always going to be cool. It was very short, though, versus MK cinematic. Shorter than World Tour, for sure. But, again, the gameplay, definitely Tekken deserves to be the superior still. It was always the superior, but now it's really the superior game. I really enjoy when I'm getting a couple of punishes. Some stuff does become repetitive, but, man, all in all, this game is just phenomenal, and it is through the roof. And so I gotta give it up for Tekken mains that are like waiting for like a mainstream facet to this game. I believe this game can really, really help in terms of bringing a casual audience like myself into this game. One, because Mortal Kombat is flopping right now. Let's just be real. They're being half-assed with everything. Maybe they come back with Peacemaker and everything, but for right now, Mortal Kombat is half-assing right now. And then also Street Fighter 6 is there. Right? It's always going to have its fan base regardless. There's people that are full-on pros and win shit tons of money in those tournaments. They'll stay on Street Fighter. Some of them have won mad money, probably even like mid-tier tournaments too. Not even like the biggest ones like Evo and shit. So Street Fighter staying there. And I think Tekken 8, that's where like a lot of the cash prizes are going to come into. And I think a lot of people are going to be grinding this. The rank is pretty cool. I think it's only best of 3 in ranked, but you could also leave like after you kind of get a promotion. Like it just depends on how you feel you want to keep rematching. Just because I believe they did it only a 3, so you don't farm too much of the ranks. And then also, like, so you can just maybe do a 1 and done if you're like me. Every once in a while, if you don't have, like, chemistry with fighters. I like to play fighting games where I'm gradually getting better. I like the chemistry. So if I feel like it's high level, but it's also strategic, and it's things where I'm, like, actually getting better mechanically, then I'm down. But if it's just like a full-on blowout, I'll use it somewhat for training at times. But I don't really rematch. I usually do like a 1 and done if I win or lose that match. Or if I'm just completely winning, I just leave out the 1. Again, I want it kind of like on par, but maybe the person a little bit better, or we're just exactly on par. Kind of like the way like Saiyans train, like the way Goku Vegeta train. It's kind of like you want it on par, like you want everything. You want a whole spectacle, you want a show, and then maybe you'll decide to keep doing rematches. But they don't do infinite rematches in rank. I believe it's to help without like somebody just going crazy on ranking. The rank system is cool on here, and I do love how they give you a lot of stuff for customization. I think that's been super fun in Tekken. So I was wrong about everything in terms of like what I feel if people would come back to MK after they lost or at least left MK. I don't think so. If anything, Tekken, of course, already has their own loyal fan base. But on top of all, like, MK players are gonna stay MK players. Like myself, I'm an MK player all the way. Like I'm still gonna stay MK. Like I don't bounce. But it's kind of cool to just juggle them back and forth. I mean, I don't hate on any of them. I played all 3. I love Street Fighter 6. That has a big place in my heart. I'm always an MK bias regardless, no matter what happens. Tekken is amazingly fun for somebody that really wants to play the best of fighting without actually playing like a boxing game or something, you know what I mean? Because it's so techy and it's so much like, or like a UFC match, right? Because it's all mixed martial arts stuff. Like you're a lot of grabbing, a lot of tech, the ducking really pays off a lot. The punishes really hurt, right? So it is really realistic in that notion. No projectiles technically. There's a few, like maybe people with guns and people with like Devil Jin, I think. I don't know. But some many amount of projectiles, but not really enough to be like a projectile battle. Dashes are fun. Backdashing gets a little hard, like Korean backdash. I don't really know how to do it that well, but this game is phenomenal, man. I'll definitely recommend it to anyone. And I would like to say that I was wrong in terms of like I knew it was superior. I didn't know it would be that appealing to me. At least like I played the demo, then I bought it, and then this is my second day overall playing it, trying to like start ranking up now a little bit, playing around a little bit, learned all the mechanics and started to like just like improve on the mechanics now. It's a great game. I thought this would be something where people would probably play for a little while and maybe leave and just like the actual grimy Tekken audience stay. But I believe that they're still going to keep gaining mainstream audiences. Some audiences don't like all the gore and stuff of what Mortal Kombat does provide. So then maybe Tekken is going to help out on keeping that Tekken / Street Fighter appeal. There's a lot of Street Fighter references, or at least similarities. I won't say references in this game. And there's some MK actual aspects to it. But for sure, a lot of Street Fighter references in this game, and the customizations is funny as hell, man. It's something you can personalize. Like me, I noticed when I got into the customization, I could personalize this game now, and I'm just like, man, it feels cool now. Like I really feel like I own the game. I feel like I own my character and who I want them to be, and it's just fun as shit, man. But yeah, if you haven't got Tekken, if you're thinking about it, you're on the fence, I would definitely recommend it. This is just a simple, like, coming from someone who just plays Mortal Kombat, and I always play Mortal Kombat, but if there's something you want on your rotation, then this is a great game to have. This is a game that's on my rotation now, because it's completely different anyway, so it's not like you're juggling both 2D fighters. They're way different fighter games, man. Way different, I've learned. So it's pretty cool, man. I appreciate y'all, and leave your thoughts, man. Peace.